So the Wankhede Stadium is ready to host the high-octane clash between the two heavyweights. And to break down this blockbuster semi-final of the ICC T20 World Cup between India and England, we are joined by senior sports journalist Malay Neerav. We will also connect with your colleague Suchitra, the DD India correspondent, who will analyze this important match. And India, led by Suryakumar Yadav, have navigated a challenging Super 8 stage, while Josh Butler, we can say that the way he is out of colours, and the Harry Brook team continue a remarkable run, reaching the knockout stages. With the key battles like Jasprit Bumrah versus Jofra Archer and the spotlight on Abhishek Sharma at the Wankhede, this clash promises to be of high drama and of big moments. Mala, let me begin with you. How do you see the high-stakes contest unfolding? Will you call it a battle of equals, or means considering the recent form of India, or you will give an edge to India the way they have performed so far?
On paper, India do have an edge. And the reason for that is quite simple. If you look at the last three semi-finals, India have won 2, England have won 1. Now, if you also look at the total number of games in 2020 World Cup, T20 World Cup, then you will realize that India has had a better record than England. There's no doubt about that. But one thing that has unfolded for England in this World Cup, and also to some extent for India, is that dependence on one or two star players has not been seen working here, and it's not been seen as working here. So the team has come up to the expectations of its followers and all over the world. People who are following England and India both have said that there's always somebody or the other to take charge when the need be. So you saw Sanju Samson there, and many people had written him off. They were saying that no, there's no point in relying on him, but he came back. Now, similarly, England, it was very nicely put by a critique from the British newspapers, who said that it is not so important for you to see that Archer and Butler kind of people perform in every match and they do well. It is important to see that you are here in the semi-finals after having lost a crucial match to West Indies. So there have been many upsets, and this semi-final is a time when the team should be peaking, and that is where I think England are peaking at this moment, so they cannot be taken lightly. But overall balance of the team, right, and the kind of confidence the team has, India definitely has an edge.
So, right, as you mentioned, India definitely has an edge in this important match. Suchitra is also joining us. Suchitra, considering the good bounce and the grass cover at the Wankhede Stadium, so how you look India's bowling deployment in the power play?
Yes, definitely, Narayan. I think when it comes to batting, there's not much difference in both the teams. The difference comes in the bowling department. I think India's bowling attack has more variety than the English team, and of course Jasprit Bumrah, we can call this stadium his home ground. He has plenty of experience of playing in Wankhede Stadium, and I think when you play such important matches in your home ground, the way we saw the Indian women team performing at DY Patil Stadium and winning that match. So this particular stadium, Wankhede Stadium, Indian cricket team has some fabulous memories attached to this stadium. We won the 2011 World Cup here in this stadium, and we started this T20 World Cup in this stadium, Wankhede. We were struggling at one point against the USA team, but Suryakumar Yadav, who was not in such a good form before this tournament, suddenly, he brought his A game on in that very first match against USA and played like a leader. He led by example. So I think the stadium, the venue, it has a lot of importance when it comes to big matches, and the Indian bowlers, they have experience of playing in the Wankhede
Right.
Stadium, and I'm sure Jasprit Bumrah is going to be a key factor for Team India today in this match, and the other bowlers will also support him. If we look at England's loss against West Indies, they were not able to play well against their spinners Moti and Roston Chase, and that's where they lost that match. They were not able to chase 196. So Indian team can take a cue from that performance, and England batsmen, they may struggle against the Indian spinners. Narayan.
So rightly, as in the power play, hoping that the Indian spinners will come into play, because we know that what kind of performance the West Indies spinners did against the England in their match at the Wankhede. Malay, again coming to you, if we talk about India, India have leaned heavily on the individual brilliance rather than the collective cohesion of to reach the last 4 stages. Keeper Suryakumar Yadav against USA, Ishan Kishan against Namibia and Pakistan, Shivam Dube against Netherlands and South Africa, Hardik Pandya against Zimbabwe, and most recently Sanju Samson against West Indies. So every time there was a hero who stepped up and rescued India. So do you think, we know that so far Abhishek Sharma, the kind of expectation we had with him, he is not in that line. So do you think today the innings of that player, Abhishek Sharma against Jofra Archer matchup, could be a key factor to settle the matter?
Look, as I told you earlier, right at the beginning of my comments, that this is a very different kind of a T20 World Cup. T20 game itself is very different from other forms of games in the sense that here form actually doesn't really matter. Because in 20 overs, in the 5 overs that you play, when and where your form will be gained or lost, nobody can predict. But what is important for us to see is that if the quality of the player is such and the conditions are such in which the player doesn't easily give up or is not unlucky, then things are different. Look, this is pitch number 7 at Wankhede, right at the center, equidistant from both the sides. No match has been played on this pitch for the last, God knows, since the 12th of February. I don't think any match has been played on this pitch, and there will be plenty of grass, there'll be lots of runs, people will go, they will be tempted to attack, and this is not the time to defend. Attack is what everybody will be looking at, and don't forget that there'll be the dew factor as well. So toss is going to be important, and in Wankhede, dew is the factor. Also the breeze that blows, the sea breeze, is also a factor. So all that said and done, let me tell you one thing, that whether it is Abhishek or whether it is Sanju Samson, you just cannot expect one person to keep performing all through a tournament, especially in a 2020 game. So when we talk of form and class, it applies more to the test matches. But here, you will always find somebody or other taking the charge, going hard, and treating the ball with contempt and despise, the way Sanju Samson did in the last match, somebody who we did not expect to do so well. So again, so far as Abhishek is concerned, of course, nothing like it if he gets going, and if he gets going, the going gets easy. That is also true, and therefore, I would be hoping that he would be doing better this time. But even if he's gone early, I don't think there's anything for India to worry about with such a depth in the batting lineup.
Right. So huge depth in India's batting lineup. But last time around, when Abhishek Sharma faced England side, he scored a big hundreds against England at the particular venue. Talking about another worry, that is Varun Chakravarti. Suchitra, if you take a look, we have seen 2 faces of Varun Chakravarti in this tournament. First, in the group stage, we saw a mystery with Varun Chakravarti, an outstanding bowler, taking 9 wickets, and economy was around some 5.2. But in the Super 8 stage, the things totally turned. We saw Varun Chakravarti getting no wickets and economy almost doubled around 10. So how do you think that the Varun Chakravarti should approach today's match? Because he is a match winner bowler. If he performs, definitely it's going to be a big gain for India.
also defended Varun Chakravarti, and he said that Varun Chakravarti is capable of taking a wicket on every ball. So he has the support of the team management, and we know that T20 cricket is very harsh on bowlers. It has become a batsman's game all the way. New shots are being invented every day. The players are playing high risky shots, and then it depends on your fielders also. Sometimes a ball is good, there is a chance to get out, but the catch is dropped. So I think a bowler is as good as his fielder. So the fielding also has to support Varun Chakravarti, and I'm sure that sometimes you have your day. I mean, no bowler or no batsman is good or bad. You have your day, and Varun Chakravarti, we know that he is capable of taking wickets. He is a match winner for India, and as far as the mystery is concerned, I think all the teams, they have the video analysis, they have the experts, and everyone knows how to face that particular bowler. But I think a big player is, who knows his limitations and still overcomes the challenges. So I think Varun Chakravarti knows how to overcome the challenges, and he is capable of taking wickets for India. And today, again, he is going to be a key player for Team India. Narayan.
Definitely going to be a key player for India, but he need to bring some variety in his bowling. So far, in the tournament, we have seen, especially in the super stage, he is just bowling inside to the left right-handers. So if he brings some variety, definitely it will help him and to get wickets again. Malay, if we talk about the England's batting order, apart from we saw that Harry Brook, no batter so far has been clicked in a way. They have the class players like, if you top of the order, you saw Phil Salt is there, and Butler is there. So do you think they have the firepower to handle this Indian quality pace attack, considering they are not getting the kind of runs they should have?
Yes, that is right. They have not they have not exhibited their skills so well as they can. There's no doubt about that. But if you look at Phil Salt, if you look at Joss Butler, these are the kind of names who can come back at any point of time. See, after 3 ducks, if Abhishek can make a comeback, and we are all still banking on Abhishek. So this is high time that Butler comes and performs. He cannot afford to just keep his back silent for such a long time. Harry Brook, we may find it difficult in front of Bumrah. His foot movement is something that he'll have to check. Again, you see, if you have Jacob Bethel and Tom Banton, and of course Sam Curran's runs also come very handy at times. So if you look at these people, I think England can actually go in for a big score. But again, a lot depends on the toss. Finally, there's one more thing that I would like to say about England, that there's one change which is most likely to happen, and that is that Jamie Overton may be there despite Rehan's heroics against New Zealand. If Overton comes with his very heavy, power and all kinds of things that he has in his store, then it might prove a little difficult for the Indian batters. But then, as I told you earlier, here in the 2020 game, attack is what is needed. So it is the idea is to create so much pressure on the minds of the bowlers that they lose their balance.
Definitely, attack will be the key to success in this match, because it's going to be a high pressure and also a high scoring match at the Wankhede. Thanks Malay, and thanks Suchitra for joining us and giving a perspective of this high voltage semi-final clash between the two heavyweights, India and England. Thanks a lot.